Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you part 2 in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, Ghost of Thornton Hall. Let's keep exploring this little room here. What do we have? Looks like there's a couple books on this fireplace. The Long Cold Night on Black Rock. The years of plenty would soon be upon the Thornton clan, but they would not come without a price. In order to keep a close watch on the production facility, Jeb had a small factory built on the Black Rock property. He did not foresee the potentially disastrous possibilities. When the winds grew cold and the waves made passage back to the mainland difficult, the workers were granted permission to stay overnight in the factory. And then something's blacked out, but it says none survived. Sarah was the first to enter the factory the morning after the accident and never recovered from the shock of what she found within. Many within the town held Sarah in high regard for her kind, open nature. The employees in particular had an unwavering appreciation for Sarah, who had taken on the role of caregiver once the factory moved onto the island, affectionately calling her Nana. She'd visit the factory twice a day with bread and treats, even offering a warm bed in the main house for any employee who fell ill. Shortly after the tragedy, Jeb began construction of a housing unit for inclement weather and immediately restaffed the factory despite Sarah's wishes. While Jeb seemed justifiably upset, he was determined to maintain the family business no matter what. When the new employees arrived on the island, Sarah retired to her room, refusing to leave until her death a few years later. It's been said that a handwritten note found in her pocket read, "We have sown the black seeds of death, and forevermore will harvest only blood." Evidence suggests that this note may have been fabricated, but the chilling message remains a popular element of Thornton lore. Jeb was hit hard by the loss of his wife, but remained steadfast in his attempts to grow the family business into something worth the tragic cost of the lives it had taken. Jeb's drive became somewhat of a family trait after his passing a few years later, as did Sarah's discomfort with the business. In the generations to come, a dogged dedication to the company, or queasiness with their ill-gotten wealth, became the two defining characteristics of the Thornton clan. Even the most beloved family members eventually had to choose a side. Thornton Hall, 1866. So I guess that's kind of what Wade was talking about, like how some members of the family are committed to the business and others are wary about the business. Espionage in a bonnet, female secret agents of the Civil War. In 1794, Eli Whitney changed the course of U.S. history when he invented the cotton gin, a machine which performed the quick separation of cotton seeds from the cotton itself. This labor-saving device revolutionized the plantation economy of the South, cementing its dependence on slavery and setting the country on the path to civil war. When the first shots of the war were fired in 1861, both the Union and the Confederacy turned to espionage to try to gain the upper hand. The famous generals and leaders of the war are well remembered today, but they couldn't have accomplished what they did without the female spies who played a shadowy part in obtaining state secrets. Rose Greenhow. Wild Rose Greenhow was a member of Washington's elite society and loyal to the South. When war broke out, she used her social connections to obtain classified information, which she then passed along in code to the Confederacy. Intelligence gathered by Rose was hidden in the hair of a female courier, and this helped General P.G.T. Beauregard win the First Battle of Bull Run. Though she was later watched by the Union and eventually placed under house arrest, Rose continued her intelligence work and became one of the most renowned female spies of the war. Harriet Tubman. Best known for her role in leading slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman also served as a spy for the Union while working as a nurse in South Carolina. She recruited former slaves to act as scouts who collected intelligence on the location and movement of rebel troops, reporting this back to the Union. Belle Boyd. Maria Belle Boyd came to the attention of the Confederacy early in the war when she shot and killed a Union soldier who had threatened her mother. Although only 17, her self-confidence and wish for vengeance led her to become a spy. Bell found that the flirtatious behavior, which was cause for concern among her peers, could be used to advantage as an undercover femme fatale. After beguiling Union soldiers into telling her classified information, she forwarded this intelligence to the Confederacy. Bell became a courier herself, even personally delivering messages to General T.J. Stonewall Jackson. She was arrested repeatedly but refused to let incarceration stop her and remained a Confederate spy throughout the war. Elizabeth Van Lew. A prominent Virginian, Elizabeth Van Lew was proud of her roots but opposed to both slavery and secession. When Union prisoners arrived at Richmond's Libby prison, Elizabeth succeeded in gaining permission to bring books, food, and medicine to the incarcerated men. Information passed between Elizabeth and the prisoners through secret compartments in dishes and hidden messages in books. When the Union heard of her work, they quickly recruited Elizabeth as an official spy. With her Richmond connections in society and the prison, as well as her personal network of agents, Elizabeth sent her intelligence work to General Ulysses S. Grant, written in codes and invisible ink, providing invaluable information to the Union cause. Wow. Sarah Emma Edmonds was one of approximately 400 women who fought in the Civil War as a man. Cutting her hair short, adopting men's clothing, and taking the alias Franklin Thompson, Sarah joined the Union Army's 2nd Michigan Infantry. She initially served as a male nurse, but soon turned her talents at undercover work to spying. Wearing elaborate guises, from an Irish woman to a male slave, she infiltrated Confederate lines. She maintained her persona as Franklin Thompson until she contracted malaria and had to leave the Army for medical treatment, since seeking help with an Army doctor would have revealed her true identity. Sarah eventually received an honorable discharge from the Army with a bonus and a pension under her true name, and was the sole woman member admitted to the Grand Army of the Republic following the war. These women and countless others played a critical part for both the Union and Confederate causes. The female agents of the Civil War used the spy tech of the 1860s, such as ciphers, invisible inks, secret compartments, and even the rumored self-destructor, which would destroy its own contents if opened incorrectly, to prove that women were as capable as men when it came to espionage. Well, of course. When we're all given the same opportunities, we can all do the same things. Alright, let's see. A broken piano. Wow, that's so creepy. It's so messed up. Okay, there's Clara. And this, I love this. This is like a tea set. Okay, let's take all the oranges. And let's take this cloth.
I already have one.
Well, maybe you need two. But Nancy can make herself some tea. You can pour the tea in and, like, give herself some sugar. And then maybe let's do a lemon and some mint. Like, that looks like such good tea. Oh, yum. We'll have to have a cup of tea every time we come in here. In fact, let's have another cup. I usually do, like, a spoonful of sugar and then nothing else. But, like, let's do a little bit of mint. In real life, not in the game. In the game, you can do whatever you want, and it's fun. All right, let's see what's down here. A portrait of Beauregard Thornton, it appears. And, yeah. Okay, we can't look at anything else, it looks like. Okay. Turpentine. Okay, we'll grab that because the game tells me to. Electricity manual for making batteries with common household items. Portable electronics are a driving force in the modern age, but the history of the battery can be traced back to 200 BCE and the so-called Baghdad battery. Discovered in the 1930s during an archaeological dig, the Baghdad battery is a clay vessel containing a copper cylinder and an iron rod which showed evidence of corrosion. This object is believed to be an ancient battery, most likely used for electroplating. While today's batteries are more advanced, they use the same basic principles. So we need coins, a potato, or fruit, which is why Nancy grabbed the oranges, soda, vinegar, and then there's pictures of fans there. Okay. Using acidic fruits and oranges, press one copper coin and one nail into each fruit. Connect all the fruit together in a row by attaching a positive terminal clip. So I need coins and nails as well.
I don't have all the parts I need.
I don't have all the parts I need. Okay. So, let's see. Are any of the parts over here?
This looks like a painting. I should find somewhere to place it.
Okay, we'll take that. I have no idea what that contraption is. Anything else over here? It doesn't look like it. Ooh. Oh, those bags blowing in the wind are creepy as. Cotton gin. Okay. Okay. Interesting. That appears to be a... Oh, coins. Cool. That appears to be like a phonograph machine. I think... Oh, what if we use our hammer? Aha! To get nails. Okay. Do we have
Time
everything
to
now?
recharge the battery.
Nice. Okay, so put out the oranges, and then the coins, and then nails, and then these
All
clippies.
right. Let's see if all those oranges did the trick. It's not charged yet.
Okay, so we gotta wait for her phone to charge a little bit. But we've got that going for us, so that's good. Some sort of tool. Anything else we can grab here? Oh, I like a trowel. See, that's very, very minor hotspot there, so you gotta really keep your eyes open in this. Thornton Family Cotton Processing. This door is from the barn that housed the equipment for processing the cotton. Many a worker lost their fingers in the processing room. Oh, that's encouraging. Some sort of scale here.
That didn't sound good.
Which is Nancy saying, don't touch the door again or you'll die. So, don't touch the door again or you'll die. Anything else? No? I think we got everything that we need in here. I hope. Okay, what's that? Ah, there's a shadow. I don't want to go back out there. There's ghosts. Oh, that's so creepy. Okay, that doesn't look foreboding at all. Let's go up the terrifying stairway.
It looks like the painting is missing.
I have a painting. Hello, Franklin. You're most likely Franklin. Can I touch any? Oh, a bag of cotton. And then some sleeping bags. There's another book. The Thorntons of Black Rock Island. The Last Flight of Karenina and Dodge. Roger Dodge, as he was known to his friends, never let his difficulties stand in his way. As a child, he found he was defined by a persistent stutter that would follow him throughout his life. He'd often state that his difficulties with speech led him to be a somewhat shy child. He grew to be a bookish young man with a deep love of the language. Despite his great intelligence, he struggled to find his place in the world. That changed when he met Mariana in the spring of his freshman year. As a boy, he wrote in a letter sent to a longtime friend, "I felt sorry for myself because I couldn't speak. Now I only feel sorry for those who cannot listen. Mariana knows how to listen, and she's taught me how to be heard." By all accounts, Mariana was quite taken with Dodge immediately. According to an oft-told anecdote, Dodge once proclaimed he would love her until the day he could say her name without a single hesitation. On the spot, she declared that he was henceforth to call her Mariana Karenina. The joke solidified into a nickname once the couple noticed the scandalized reactions she received from the stuffier members of the Thornton clan. Always a bit mischievous, Mariana was never quite in step with the rest of the family. She was known for her wicked sense of humor and often envied for the privileged position she held. Usually the first person that relatives would turn to with a problem, Mariana led the family through many troubled times. But the real trouble began on a stormy night in the middle of winter. Mariana had been asked to meet with the head of a small agricultural company the Thornton business had been hoping to acquire. The papers had been drawn up, but there was still some uncertainty on the part of the company's owners, Madrigal Stock and Grain. Mariana was tasked with assuaging their worries and getting the paper signed. Roger, as usual, was at her side. One can only guess their last moments together. This we know. The small prop plane crashed into an empty field after running into an unexpectedly strong storm. All 4 passengers died on impact, along with the 2-person flight crew. Those who knew the pair knew that at the very least they must have been relieved to have each other's company in those last moments as the plane fluttered down from the sky. Sad. So that was the couple in the cemetery that was together till the day they died. Harper and Charlotte's parents died in a plane crash. That's so sad. Beautiful starry sky. Nancy has a box with a, Jovic Tech, which would be from Deadly Device, the last game. The Ghost of Thornton Hall, True Encounters Retold by Savannah Woodham. Nancy, here's some of my old paperwork from when I was looking into Charlotte myself. I know you're going to be looking for Jessalyn during the day, but night is the best time to investigate the family. That's when the spirits get restless in more ways than one. You'll probably get more out of the family than anyway. The EMF gadget I included works pretty well in the property. I don't normally use these, but there is a strong correlation between the meter peaking and documented sightings. I know you don't like things that can't be explained, but just because it can't be explained yet doesn't mean you should disregard it. Call me if you want to talk. I don't know what help I can offer, but I'm there if you need me. Good luck, Savannah. March 4th, subject swimmer. Type visual oral contact, near death. I was 14, my younger brother was about 12 at the time. I was a bit of a scrawny kid and caught more than my fair share of trouble on account of being the smallest, but I was no coward and I was itching to prove it. That's when I caught wind of Charlotte. I got it in my head that if I spent the night out at the island, the kids at school would leave me alone. Doesn't make sense now, but it made a lot of sense then. I made this big deal about sneaking onto the island, and everyone was interested, especially my younger brother Sean. He demanded to come, and to be honest, I was happy to have the company. We spent a while trying to get a boat, but no one wanted to lend a boat to 2 kids in the middle of the night. Go figure, right? I knew if I didn't make it out there, I'd never hear the end of it. I'd made too big a deal out of the whole thing. I was locked in. That's when I decided that we should swim over. Anyone who grew up here knows you don't do that. The swim's not far, but the currents, they'll smash you on the rocks or they'll pull you under. That's exactly what happened to Sean. One second he was next to me and the next gone. I panicked and dove into the water. Nothing. Again and again, nothing. But turns out he was fine. He made it to the shore. I was the one in trouble. I kept going under until I got disoriented. I couldn't find which way was up. I knew that was it for me. I knew I was going to die, and I could feel the fight going out of me. That's when I heard singing. The water around me went still, and a song started swimming its way toward me, pulling me toward this thing, this woman, Charlotte. The water was ice cold, and she was turning it to steam. Smoke was pouring from her like ink under the water. I knew I couldn't die down there. I knew I had to get out of the water. I don't know what happened next. I woke up on the rocks, then again in the hospital. I never saw her again. I've spent the rest of my life trying not to look. Yeesh. April 10th, subject Hager. Aural, phantom smoke, no eye contact, possibly unreliable or not telling entire story. Yeah, I saw her. Doesn't matter why I was there. Let's just say I'm an artist. Underappreciated in my time and by the powers that be. I was out with a few writers I like to run with, out in the ruins. Elle was working on her stuff like she always did. A little cute for my taste, but she is who she is. Suddenly she drops everything and is like, we gotta go, right now. She said it like no drill, just run. We grabbed our stuff and we ran. As we were going, there wasn't smoke, but we were all choking like there was. We could all smell a fire, and in the distance we heard screaming. I wanted to go back, but Elle told me that what we heard wasn't human. We all knew she was right. We got off the island, that's all it was. Yeah. May 1st, subject old friend, type non-haunt, skeptic, mild hesitation. I knew her. We came up in school together. She was the smartest, the prettiest, and nice. She didn't need to be, but she was. She talked to everyone about their lives, their friends and families, and she could remember it all. We used to joke that she had the whole town in her head. Maybe it was more true than we thought. When she died, part of the town died with her. I know you want to ask about the hauntings, and rather you than someone else. You know that stuff doesn't sit with me, but you come from good people. The truth is, she's just gone. Part of me wishes she was a ghost so I could go tell her my proper goodbyes, but anyway, that's silly for two reasons, since she's been made up to be such an angry ghost. I've heard the stories just like you did. That's not Charlotte. Not the Charlotte I'd known. There was no evil in her. Do you think what happened the night she died might have changed that? It was an accident. What if it wasn't? Then she's Charlotte. She always was Charlotte. Huh. So even if it was an accident, this person is saying that Charlotte, the ghost, wouldn't be angry about it? Okay. Jackson Thornton. It's cool looking. Oh! Why did Nancy move?
What was that?
Go away. Ah! That's so scary. What was that? She's just like chill. Oh my gosh, Nancy. You're crazy, girl. Mariana Thornton. So that's Mariana. It's not a great portrait. Her eyes are kind of like not level with one another. Gosh, that's so creepy. I wonder if that was like her room or something.
What's that smudge? It almost looks like something was painted over.
Okay. Well, thankfully we have napkin and paint thinner.
There's something back there. What is that? Are those graves?
If that's supposed to be Clara, then who's that supposed to be? It looks exactly like her. Is it supposed to be Charlotte? Did they look a lot alike or something? I have no idea. Okay, well, that was horrifying. I guess we've explored everything up here that we can. Maybe let's give this Addison person a call quick. Oh, but we can do our settings. So this bike is from the Deadly Device. It's Ryan's. The lab, also from the Deadly Device. Cats from Tomb of the Lost Queen. Scoop from Alibi and Ashes. Castle Finster from The Captive Curse. And then River Heights from Alibi and Ashes. Let's see, which one do I like? I mean, I'm a cat person. Let's do some cats. Creepy owl. Creepy chimes. Steam. That one's quiet. Huh. Let's do the owl. I like owls. Okay. Phone. Oh, we can call Addison, we can call Bess, and we can call Savannah. But I'm just looking at my time, and maybe we should do that in the next part. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.